Good Sunday morning, everybody. Good Sunday morning. Woohoo! Welcome to Sunday with Spirit. For the people new to this channel, this is not a political poll. This is a spiritual poll. And I like to think of us, I like to welcome us as a community, to form a circle of like-minded beings coming together to heal the planet, heal ourselves. So today, let's see if I can get this done in one take, because time's just flying. Oh my gosh, it's like, not only is the day flying for me, but the year's flying. It's July. Unbelievable. So what I wanted to look at today is, well, there's a couple of things. We have so much stuff going on in the outside world. Our inside world is probably a little more in turmoil than normal as well, because the outside world is kind of throwing us for a loop. I know many are not attached to the outside world, news-ish things, but it's kind of hard not to be. You hear trickles and things. And especially if you're getting your news from the trusted sources, YouTube, there's a lot of discernment on that we have to make choices, which is what is true, what is not true. And so when we're making these choices, it's all about, what does our heart tell us, right? But what happens if in our spiritual practice, when we're trying to find out what's true or not, when we're trying to listen to our guides and we knock on their door and nobody's home, or so we think? They kind of go silent. So I want to look at that, because they're not silent for a reason. They're silent for a reason. That makes sense? Now, let's hope it did. Let me drop it down and show you what I got. So as I drop this down, we want to, these cards are, hang on, sorry. There we go. Camera was fading. So whatever my interpretation of these cards are my interpretation. Your interpretation is hugely important. More important than mine. Mine are important to me, yours are important to you. But we get a little guidance. So what I've done, I'm using the Shamanic Dream. I am using, what deck is this? Hang on, sorry. Sacred Earth Oracle. And I'm using Enchanted Map. So what I have here, you can pick a row if you'd like, or read the whole thing. And so as we settle into our heart space to find out what's true, what's not true, the question I want to ask in this column here is, why the silence? This column is, what is the message that we're not hearing from the silence? And then this map, the Enchanted Map, is how to hear the message that we're not hearing from the silence. Does that make sense? Okay. Why the silence? We go to talk to our guides and we don't hear anything. It's like, what is going on? This is preparation for fruits to come. Netcaster. So when I look at this card, it feels to me like you've done your work, but there's still more to do. Preparations come to fruition. It feels like there's still a little bit more to do. And it's kind of like when you're fishing, you throw the line in and then you just wait. Wait for the nibble, wait for something to spark. And I'm hearing right now, it's all about going downstream. It's not about going upstream. And that phrase has come up a couple of times recently for me. All right. The message that you're not hearing in this silence, it's all about renewal. So this is kind of like a timeout card for me. So as we're casting our net and waiting, it's a time to renew what we think we want, or it's kind of like the four directions for me a little bit. It's like in the north direction is a time of replenishment so that we can face the new beginnings again. So we just need to be okay and refresh ourselves, renew our energy for what is going to come to fruition. And how do we hear this renewal message? Just be okay with being at home, with not doing anything, with preparing. Yeah, you can crack the door open a little bit and see some light. There's also an owl in there that's giving you some information, but it's more about just being at home. Being okay in the silence, being okay that you're not getting messages 24/7, right? Just being okay with who you are. Why the silence? Row 2. Benefactor. Grace and generosity. Why the silence? Benefactor. Sorry, pulled it up too close. Benefactor, grace and generosity. Have you, column 2, been so rewarded that you're not using everything that has been given to you? I think this card is like, play with what you got. They're not giving you any more. They're not, because you need to work on what they've already given you. Have fun with it. Go out and play with it a little bit. The message you're not hearing is expectation. And for me, this card goes, I'm expecting more, but you already have more. Use what you have. Yeah, but I'm still expecting more. Oh, okay, but don't forget to play with what your benefactor gave you. And how do you hear this expectation? Huh? Details, details. Clarity, compass. Well, when I first look at this card, it's all about journaling. It's about writing it down. Write down all the things that you have. Write down your expectations. See if they match up what you already have. You may be asking for something you already have. The other thing that I see on this is just get really focused on it, you know. Take a magnifying glass, make sure you're clear, but there's a compass here. Make sure your clarity is for the true direction you want to go in. Row 3. Why do guides go silent? Why the silence? Oh, this one doesn't want to flip up. Why doesn't this one want to flip up? I was like trying to get it up and it wouldn't come up. Ah, I know why. Whale song. Resonating. The reason it didn't want to flip up is because it enjoyed the resonance. It was enjoying its own sound. Don't add your sound to what I am resonating. Just be in that resonation bubble. Is that a word? Resonation bubble? Be in that resonating bubble. When I was in Shasta, they had those big, huge crystal bowls. And when they would play those, oh my gosh, the sound went right through me. Some people really like it. My younger brother he was going, oh, that did not make me feel good. Me, I was like in heaven. And it's just a different resonating frequency that was different for each of us. Not bad, not good, just different. So he had to walk out of the room. Good. I stayed in the room. Good. And when they were done, he came back and he played a different tone that was good for him. So why your guides are silent is they're asking you just to stay in the bubble. Listen to what is already being presented to you. The message you're not hearing. Look how beautiful that card is. Little hummingbirds. Moderation. Yay, moderation. So often we expect them to be at our beck and call, which I think they are, I feel they are, but sometimes they just say, you know what? We've already given you enough. Just chill. Moderation. A lot of times in the YouTube community, we'll get the same question over and over and over again. Well, they've already given you the answer. Don't need to ask it again. But it's a comforting thing. I get that. Let's make sure that that we're getting consistent answers. And the last card, how do you hear the messages? And a lot of times this last card ties in everything together. How do you hear the messages? Go into the unknown. How do you hear what to moderate? Home. Quiet. Quiet. Go into the unknown, being quiet. when you're fishing, you have to be quiet. At least that's what I remember when I was a little kid. Don't scare the fish. Be quiet. There's a lot of misinformation about fishing, I hear. They don't feel pain. Yeah, right. But there is something to going into the unknown, being in your bubble. Staying home, finding renewal. So let's just look at this again as I'm poking at cards. When we don't hear spirit as loudly as we think we should, when we go there being silent, it looks like they're getting ready to give you a lot of things that's going to resonate with you. Just a little patience. It's going to be all about your renewal, the renewal of the planet. However, your expectation of what that renewal is going to be key. And don't go crazy with your expectations. And I mean, that's what the card is telling me. Maybe you guys get something different with it. I always think, dream big. Because if you don't dream big, you're not going to get it. And maybe this expectation of renewal is big, but be okay with whatever comes your way. And maybe don't always focus on this expectation. I need more, I need more, I need more. Maybe I'll pull a clarifier on that. And it's okay to be at home with yourself, to be at home in your bubble. Make sure you clarify your expectations and be ready to go into the unknown without ego. Let it fill you up. Let it fill you up. All right, I'm going to pull some cards on this moderation. This is just a tarot thing. What are they talking about? I'm using my Lo Scarabeo deck. What are they talking about? Clarify this moderation card for me. And what I hear that I'm not quite understanding is moderation does not mean lack. What is moderation? What is this moderation, this expectation? What is this moderation? And the moderation comes back to the resonating whale song into the unknown. And going into this unknown, for me in my shamanic journey path, we can't forget Mother Earth. And when we go travel into the unknown, when we travel into our guides and into our meditations, sometimes we can get stuck into the unknown. And it's going back into moderation. Go into the unknown, but it can't be there all the time. You have to come back to the earth, to the hummingbirds. So as though we feel like we're in this resonating bubble when we get into the unknown, come back. enjoy 3D Earth. I don't need to pull another card. All right. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your week. Peace and love.